down. Now we go here in Brazil then, as we come down into turn 1 then. Jonathan leads, second is far, so he's going on the outside of Granty. My goodness me, it's there side by side. Is everyone through? Is everyone through? There's a ghost of Emerson. He's dropping down the order. Emerson's not back in his car yet. This is like Australia. Oh my goodness me, as a taxi dropped down the end. Oh wow, look at this. And it's far shot Granty side by side go down to like descent and far contact. There's been contact, and look at them. That's Fisher going over the full finish. He's on the soft compound tires. They come up the hill out of lake descent. There is how are they all through? Are they all through? I think they're all through. There's a bit of argy-bargy there, but they all seem to be fine. Granty is still second, Fisher third, Nigel in fourth position, got yellow flag. So what's one of McLaren is Sam. It's Sam who's off the track there. Sam is well off the track there. Yellow flag in free. Well, Young Lights is out of the race. Oh my goodness me, Young Lights in the fatty. Heat has come together. Young Lights has crashed into oh my goodness me. And that is a shame now for the debutant and for Young Lights as well. Virtual safety, only a virtual safety car. My goodness me. Wesley's in the pits there. Sam is also in the pits as well. Sorry, Twang and Wesley in the pits there. On Mr. Lead, and we got Mumford as far as up into 12 position there. Far of course. Oh my word, is that Matt? What an incredible move face on the hard tires, Matt. He's flying up to 13th position. Incredible stuff there from Matt. Oh my goodness me, that's a Renault there. He's going on the old track. There's the Renault's under a lot of pressure. There's a Brandon there. Sam is set the fast on the race then, and good stuff indeed. I think that was Sam, wasn't it? I'm not sure really. Look at this, Brandon. And we're on board of Emerson. That's won the championship rivals, and he doesn't want to get involved in any midfield mayhem. Oh my goodness me. And wow, oh, that's Gamer going. That's a smash. That's a smash on the McLaren second race of action, and that's a big old smash for Gamer. He is out of the Brazilian Grand Prix then, and Matt is also. Oh, that's Mr. Elite then. I think he tried to take avoided action on the Renault there, and he's damaged the car as well. And Mr. Elite also dropping down. We've got no virtual safety car. Look at this, and Steve is at the inside of Stringy. He goes through, he passes Stringy, and he moves up into fifth position then. So Steve they're taking advantage there after what happened there, and away he goes. And Steve is up in the sixth position. Stringy is coming back out, and then Steve can't defend because Stringy's already alongside him. He passes and goes up into oh, Sam is gone. Sam is gone. What's happened to Sam? We're just taking a look there, and it's a virtual safety car again. I'm not sure. I think the Burn Mylander is on holiday, isn't he? Oh, he's at the center S there. Sam has. He's gone on the inside then, and that's a shame. It's far for it's all over the back of Wesley. Oh wow, but it might be straight for Steve. He is through. He is up into fifth position and passes Stringy. This is going to be a race not ball. There, Steve is going a bit wide down. Stringy is going to try and go up and under. We're on board then. Stringy, Fisher through. Fisher's up into Nolan. Granty's up into Bunstream. Oh my goodness me, it's so tough to go on the inside there. We've also got Stringy and Steve as well, battling away as Fisher's on the outside there. Granty is through. We've also got Steve and Stringy also still contesting the contesting fifth and sixth position. But Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty here at the moment. 111 comments. My goodness me, guys. Back with this battle here, and look, Granty's going defensive again, isn't he? As look at this, he's on the outside. Fisher's on the Granty's on the inside. Fisher's on the outside. Granty's got wide then. Fisher's going to go up the inside. Is he not quite? And Granty, look how now the track is. He's going to go up the inside. No way. Oh my goodness me. I thought that would have been an incredible overtake there, wouldn't it? Granty's one. Fisher's also all over the back of Granty, and Emerson is through. He's past Stringy, and he moves up to sixth position then. Yellow flag as I think it's Twang's car coming back on the track. Hopefully he's a ghost, and we'll come. Twang's car is just going to park. I'm hoping he's going to park on the inside of the inside by the pit entry. Sorry, the pit exit there. So he's out of the way then. A lovely shot here from Stringy then. Is a lovely shot here from the just behind the front suspension of the Ferrari. Beautiful stuff indeed. I'm loving that. That's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? From fantastic camera work there. Really good stuff indeed then. But get my words out. And now Farfet's getting on Vesey. Vesey, this is for the points, and he's up the outside then. Vesey's on the outside. He's hanging it out. Look at him, wheel to wheel. Farfet's through. He's up in the 10th position. Incredible stuff. Vesey trying to go on the outside. He is through and up into 10th position. Good overtake there from Farfet. He's back in the points at the Ferrari on a good day at the moment, isn't he? Mr. Lee in 12th position, Steve down in 13th position then. Jonathan there is coming under pressure there from Granty, the World Championship leader. There's Fisher there just falling back there. Into the pits comes Jonathan there. Into the pits comes Fisher as well then. They're both into the pits there. And we've also got Nigel in the pits as well. Granty takes the lead then of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Incredible stuff here in Brazil. Fantastic stuff from Granty. We've also got a 2/10 of a second gap between these two as well. Everyone says, oh goodness me, Farfet's just gone to the back. He's damaged the front wing of the Ferrari. Oh goodness me, then. So that's damage there on the floor then. So he comes up the hill then. Nigel's out in 8th position there. Jonathan is just in front of Fisher. We're on board again. Then Matt is going to be under pressure because Vesi's gaining. Look at Wilding. Oh my goodness me, that's 3 abreast going down into turn 1. And Wilding, Favre has gone too deep. Vesi is still in this. Vesi's in 9th position. Matt is in 10th position. Then Favre has just gone out into 11th position then. Oh my goodness me then. So Vesi is now leading this trio of cars, and this Nise comes down then into Lake Descent then. So Matt having a look then, he's on the hard tires, isn't he? Oh, and Fisher pulling out from underneath the rear ring of Jonathan. He's up the inside, he passes Jonathan, and he is through and into 5th position because 17th. And Nigel's also moved on into 6th position. Well, Mumford has dropped down to 7th, and Vesi is in 8th position. Street coming out in 9th position. Oh my goodness me, look, there's a fry. There is he. There he is. Look at him. He's the fry there, just coming out in front of Stringy. As the Stringy's got by Matt somewhere, so as Matt is out coming behind these guys as well then. And it's 2 tenths of a second. The gap is then between Stringy and Far for the moment then. Yes, it's on the back of Matt then. He's going to go into the Ducks build, and he's up the inside of Matt. He's through, and of course that's the kind of overtake that It's only overtake them. Lewis Hamilton should have done really back in the actual Brazilian Grand Prix. 10 laps to go in this epic Brazilian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff. We have lost Twang, we've lost Sam, Farshot, Gamer, Fatih Hennes, and also Lightson. Now Brandon's going to go on the inside, go down to Lake Descent. He passes Stree. He moves over to 6th position. Great overtaking there. Stree is down in 7th position, and Brandon is on his way then on the soft tires. String is on the medium tires, isn't he? But this is what you guys want to see. Look at them. Fisher, Jonathan, Granty, first, second, and third, all balling away there. This is going to be a cracking end to the Brazilian Grand Prix, isn't it? Wow, this is going to be a very good race, isn't it? As they come down into Junção. Now, before coming up to the Junção, sorry, yeah, it's Junção. I've got the corners the right way around then. Goodness me, I'm starting all over the place, isn't it? Call me Scatman John then. As we're now coming over the pit entry and in the grid actions. Then Jonathan's going after the fend there because Granty is gaining. He hasn't even got hers at the moment, has he? Granty has it. As Granty has been yellow flag too, because that's a Mercedes. A Mercedes. And Manfred's caught the track there, and Vesey there has just got through as well. So that's damage on the Mercedes, and that's a lot of damage. Granty is very close to Jonathan there. He might run out of space there, coming down into Lake Descent. He's had a look, but Jonathan there keeping this line at the moment then. So I think Granty's got a strike whilst the iron's hot. 27 out of 36. He is going to lose time, isn't he, to the Alfa Romeo. I wonder if Mumford's in the pits. He is in the pits as well. Mumford's also got a 5-second penalty there, so it hasn't been a very good few laps there. Jonathan's gone very wide there, and Granty and Jonathan just had a bit of a coming together there, and I think that Jonathan just didn't see him there, did he? Now they're coming out of Junção, and Granty has lost a bit of time on this lap, hasn't he? And Fisher there is now 9 tenths of a second in front there. So look at this, they're battling away, aren't they? Battling away. This is the battle for second position at the moment. Back on board with Grant, then he is gaining once again. It is going to be a very incredible move there, but not quite. There's a bit of lag going on there. I'm not sure if that was me or whatnot, but as you can see, then this is an incredible end to this incredible Brazilian Grand Prix. He has DRS again and back on board with Granty. He is at the inside into Lake Descent. He passes Jonathan. He moves up into second position. Fantastic. So he's gone a bit wide there. Jonathan's trying to go up and under. There's Fisher. That is Granty's next target then. Jonathan there is gaining on him, but he'd be a brave man to go up the inside into turn 7 then. Fisher there is coming under attack then. Mumford is retired from the race. Granty's going up the inside, and Fisher has been passed as Mumford retires from the race. Unfortunately, he was in the point up to that point, and he is out then. Matt is on the soft tires then, and he is just beat 4 seconds behind Mr. Lee, and now Fisher's trying to come back. Alan there coming down to Lake Descent. Fisher and Granty alongside, and where are they? It's Granty there is through. No, Granty is through, is he? And Fisher's alongside him then as they come up the hill then. An incredible race here, and Fisher there is dropped back. Emerson is past Nigel, or has he? Nigel is back in front of him. Emerson at the moment. Brilliant stuff. Jonathan's got another penalty at the moment. Now he is going to be behind Nigel, I think. I can't remember if Nigel's had any penalties, but potentially Jonathan might not be on the podium with the amount of penalties he's accumulated in the past over the course of this race. And so hopefully only for Jonathan's sake that Nigel and Emerson got some pelts as well, but these two are going to be battling away then. Emerson hasn't, look at him, he's flying through, he's past Nigel, and moved up into 4th position then, and Fisher's has got a 3-second penalty as well. Emerson is back up into 4th position where he started, and of course he did have a handicap earlier on this race, didn't he, after the connections he had on the opening lap then. Granty wins his 8th race of his career. Fantastic drive from Granty, brilliant stuff. Anyway, let's take a look at the final classification then from the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 12 of gold. And kudos to, I think it was Emerson and Granty with no penalties, was it? Hats off to both of you guys there. Brilliant stuff indeed that. Granty won this race, his 8th race of his career. Fantastic stuff. Fisher 2nd. Jonathan in 3rd. His first podium in 10 races, he said. Emerson in 4th position. Nigel in 5th. Brandon in 6th. Searingi 7th. Vesey 8th. Farf 9th. Mr. Elite 10th. Outside the points, Matt and Steve 11th and 12th. Fed. Retirements, Mumford, Twang, Sam, Fireshot, Gamer, Fatty NS, and Lights. And of course, Tansy did not finish and did not start the Grand Prix, unfortunately.